Hello, y'all. So I wanted to discuss what happened last night. Last night, I couldn't get an answer. No, seriously though, I did get most of my answers darn going asked though. I mean answered. Shout out to JewelTheGem. JewelTheGem invited your girl over to an IG live, honey. Felt darn gone special, honey. I said, oh my goodness, cause y'all know DivaWuan don't hardly get invited to shit, honey. And whenever I do, y'all know I'm introverted anyway, so it's like I rarely darn go and take up an opportunity because it's like y'all know DivaWuan don't. Y'all know I don't do live streams like that. I don't get on camera with hardly nobody. So for me to jump on camera, y'all know, honey, I really love my JewelTheGem, honey. So, but still, I asked some pertinent questions and whatnots. And then it turned interesting, honey. So, if y'all did not see the live stream, I definitely encourage y'all to look at it. I will leave the link down below if I can. That way, y'all will be able to view it first and then get an idea of where I'm coming from with this. Also, y'all tell me how y'all like this look of the day. I thought I'd give, feeling blue, honey. I'm giving you all types of blues today, honey. So, and this lip is custom made, so don't ask about the lip color. It's a custom made color that I made. I did a little, lighter in the center, dark on the side, and then a deep blue lip tone base. So that's all that going on. But now as far as the eyes go, I use the Galaxy palette from BH Cosmetics. This is an oldie. I don't even know if they still make this anymore. But when I purchased this many years ago, it was like, I want to say $10. And you get all of these pigmented colors. And once again, it shows up pretty damn well on black skin, honey. Because, honey, I am no lighty by no means, honey. But anyways, now that we got the makeup out the way, on to what happened. So, Jewel invited me. I am Tink, I believe. In addition to another person by the name of NewNue. At first, I thought she darn gonna did a seance. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Woo! I said, Now, I know you a darn gone witch, honey. But, honey, I was like, wait a minute now. To conjure up the dead. Because y'all know when I heard NewNue, I thought of Missy Maya from, Louisiana. What's happening down in the New Orleans, baby. Like, I thought about her. I was like, wait a minute. Resurrect the old Missy Myers? That's the one I was thinking about. But this was another YouTuber. I got to check him out as well. And that's the one good thing about the Circle Atlanta. It's like I'm being introduced to folks that I would not have been introduced to if it was not for the Circle Atlanta. So shout out to darn on NewNue, or as they call Lester, honey. I always said NewNue, but honey, they went by the government on this one. So, but we started out with the questions. One thing that I asked was about the reunion, and I got confirmation that, that they only gotten to see 2 episodes. So, I never got any response back from NewNue, aka Lester, about this. So, NewNue, depending on if if you and the cast reconcile, because there was some shit that hit the fan last night. Considering that there's some reconciliation, would you be willing to do a part 2 of a reunion? I know it might be 2 parts already, but it's like we need an updated reunion. Because I feel like you did this to overcompensate for the fact that you was like 6 months late on the darn on Circle, New York. New York, this is what dreams are made of. Honey, they said they didn't get their reunion until 6 months afterwards. You started filming this show, and the folks in New York felt pissed off. And then, so I guess you said you're going to knock out the reunion super early on this one. But see, the problem is when you are recording the shows and you are not making the cast aware of what's about to air ahead of time prior to the reunion, it makes for a shitty reunion, because it's like, yeah, they lived the experience, but it's like, how is they going to be able to properly respond to certain folks if they don't know what's darn gonna be? Because it's like certain people wasn't always there to hear certain conversations and shit, because honey, like, I got to asking other questions and folks was shocked to find out who said what and what done happen. It's like, I'm sure whenever we get to see this reunion in whatever year, because honey, at this point it's going to be sometime in 2022, whether it be spring of 2022 or summer of 2022 is when we were going to see the reunion, because we already at the halfway point, and it's like, it's October going into November, so we got 8 episodes. So even if we go every 2 weeks for here on out, it's like 2 times 8, that's 16 weeks. Then the reunion 2 weeks after that, that's 18 weeks from now. So that is, let me see, November, December, January, February. We're looking at maybe the beginning of March before we see the reunion. Even if we go at the trajectory of if every episode airs every other week at this point of the game. And like I said, the problem with that is they have not seen what has yet to come. And it's like that, why was that? Lester, I need some answers. Like, why was that a decision? Was it because you felt like it took so long with the New York reunion, you just wanted to get the reunion out the way? I need some answers on that one. And then we got to asking about the Rico situation, because once again, y'all know Rico is my favorite. And then unfortunately, I didn't get to see all y'all comments and stuff. I tried my best to. I know sometimes y'all see me getting a little bit close on my camera. That's because I was low-key scrolling to see my folks that are going to asking the questions. And y'all was asking, well, why I felt like there should be some reconciliation and this, that, and the third. And the reason why I felt like there can be some reconciliation is because from what I've heard from Jewel and from what I've heard of Rico, they don't have no issues that warrant this bullshit. They issues stem from stuff from outside, from other people. But directly, both of them do not have no direct issue with each other. So that's why I'm confused. And as far as I know, there has not been no huge spar between these folks. I've heard some back and forth, some names, some insults and shit as far as both parties are concerned. You know, just back and forth. But once again, when you break down the root cause of this, it's like Rose stem back to Alyssa, and I don't think it warrants all this, in my humble opinion, because that is more so Alyssa and Jules' issue to deal with. So yeah, that's why I was trying to ask for some reconciliation on that. Now, granted, I'm not naive. I know certain stuff is just too much to ask for. So like with the Melly B situation, you know, I wouldn't see really a sit down with that. But I honestly still think that it could be salvageable with Rico and Jewel. Now, I would love to think that, once again, I was pushing the envelope. Now, I didn't get this question asked. I didn't have enough time for this one. But I wanted to touch on the fact that I was made aware about a month or so ago with darn Melly B in his terminal condition. You know, he's also now dealing with cancer. And I want to say he alluded to his cancer being a little bit more further along, like stage 2 or stage 3. He can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, in light of his terminal illness and stuff, hopefully he makes it on through. From one survivor to somebody who's going through it, to I definitely hope that he pulls out. So I was like, is there any way, that can be nipped in the bud? Like, I would love to see a sit down, but see, then again, I can realize in that situation I'm asking too much, because I did not take the time to really look at the whole issue with the B. Hopkins situation. who I for the longest thought was D Hopkins. I just realized a couple months back that B Hopkins is a whole different person altogether. So yeah, I would love to know the root cause of that issue. So if anyone, and matter of fact, it would be interesting if both of them want to come up on here, honey, and I could be the mediator, because honey, it's like I truly would be the darn person from the outside looking in on this and don't have no, because it's like I don't know Melly and I don't know B Hopkins, but I love both of them. And it's like, honey, if they ever have DivaWuan as the mediator with this shit, honey, I'll be here for it. But that's the real main issue with Jewel and Melly B, was the darn B Hopkins situation. And Melly, once again, boo, you know I love you. I love you, I do. But you was wrong. I do got to say this. You was dismissive, and even though you have a personal gripe with that person, it's like all the insults that you have to say. Why do you got to be blatantly dismissive of the pronouns? It's like, even if you wanted to make some manlish looking jokes, saying, well, bitch, she don't look all that. She still look like you could have still said some shit and still respect the pronouns. But the fact that you said stuff that was like generalizing insults, it was like the etiquette of not addressing she as she or they. That's what it was like. It almost like it was a slight to the whole community. Even if you're targeting one person, it's like, no. That's just like a white person call somebody a tar baby and say, well, I'm just talking about that particular person, and hell, this particular person happens to be black as hell. It's like, just like we wouldn't accept that shit for them. And it's like, oh, well, I have a black friend. I have a black baby daddy, or this, that. And once again, like what Jewel mentioned, you cannot say stuff that can be generalized and degrading to a whole community, and then say, well, I'm just talking about this one person. It's like, of all the comments that you can say that is exclusive to the B Hopkins, why did you have to make generalizing misregards to her gender identity? That's the only thing Jewel was trying to get this to convey. It's like, you could have said all the insults you wanted to, but just respect the pronouns. And it's sad that what's caused the division between y'all was something as simple as pronouns. It's like, me personally, I don't give a damn. It's like, but then again, it's like, maybe because, hell, I'm flatsy patsy up here. My voice is deeper than even the most trade of the damn cat. So it's like, in my opinion, I really didn't give a fuck. But once again, just because some of us other trans girls got more tough skin, where it's like, yeah, bitch, I guess I am still more manly than you, and I can flip you too, honey. It's like, yeah, granted that, some of us girls can take it. It's like, still, just be continence of saying degrading stuff like that. Because not everybody's going to just take it in stride and then go and give you a easy clap back like me. Because it's like, somebody called me a motherfucker, man. It's like, well, yeah, my voice is deeper than you. I bitch press more than you. And hell, even in a full face of motherfucking makeup, I probably can still pull more cheeks than you, because, honey, low key, I give motherfucking butch energy, honey. So it's like, yeah, even with a whole painted mug, honey, the gag is on you, honey. That with all your motherfucking muscles or whatever you got going on, honey, I probably still pull the girl before you do. That's how I operate. But once again, just because one queen is more accepting does not mean that you can get away with saying stuff. Because I felt like Melly was saying that, because he has trans friends and this, that, and the third, that gave him an excuse. And it's like, no. So I wanted to address that situation. But back to the live stream. So then came the man of the hour. Because y'all know, honey, DivaWuan don't backpedal worth a damn. I still kept my doggone same statements. I kept my statements. I wanted to know. I was like, now looking back at this doggone episode of shit, how do you feel about the mulatto situation? Considering that it was, Megabody and darn on Eugene that kept the shit up. Because it looked like if it wasn't between them two, that, you know, none of this shit would have even darn gonna transpired like this any damn way. The only way that it got brought up like this was because of them. Now, this is when darn gone dun Q and Eugene, honey, the darn on black Mr. Clean, honey, that Mr. Clean came on in just the cheese and everything. I said, oh, we done talked the man of the hour up, honey. So y'all know DivaWuan had to ask the question about what caused him to be the charade shit feel of the damn show. Now, Lester, this is where you come in, boo. Lester, Jamal Washington, I need y'all to go ahead and clarify this or defend yourselves. Basically, Eugene said y'all put the battery in his back and he was just doing production's bidding. That he did not, quote, that he did not give two fucks about the situation. But y'all put the battery in his back. And see, this is where blame goes on both sides. It's like, Eugene, you should have done your research before jumping on reality. Like, we all know that reality has its fucked up moments. And they will go and try to target the weakest link if they can. Or the most darn on easily persuaded. See, they couldn't do that shit with darn on Jewel and Mulatto on their own. Both of these were strong darn on black women who was darn on determined that they was not about to go, you know, to the darn on lower the low. But honey, they got you to darn on be charade shit feel. And put the battery in your back. And then this would sabotage you. Because now, you in your feelings. That none of your shit got spread out. You know, they didn't show your scenes and stuff like they should have. But this is because you allowed yourself to become manipulated. You did not take time to research the ins and the outs of what it is to be in the reality game. And as a result, they got you darn on being messy for the sake of entertainment instead of darn on showcasing your actual talent, which is what the platform is for. Because the premise of this is to see, you know, LGBTs of all of the you know, of our diaspora, from our cisgender women, our trans women, our, well, and you know, our brown skin folks, you know, add Alyssa in, add Mulatto's wife in, you know, whatnots, you know, white, you know, minority, Latina. But anyways, you know, this is supposed to be showcasing black and brown folks on the grind of different areas, from lesbian to bisexual to trade to twink to, you know, somewhat pleasantly plump and all the things in between, honey. So this is supposed to be for us to see everybody from adult entertainer to rappers to people in polygamous relationships and whatnot, and to see the diversity of it all. And Eugene, we didn't get to see, well, let me not say that because we only on episode 8, but thus far, we just got a little brief introduction of you being the nutritionist, being the rapper, being the YouTube sensation. But outside of the 2 minute introduction, we ain't get to see none of the extra follow-up and stuff. Like, so it's like, yeah, you allowed yourself to get played, boo. Now, once again, season pro, Lester. Now, you ain't new like they told you, because they held you accountable. Because once me and Tink got off and the cast got on for a minute, they end up talking darn on NewNue up in the chat. And then sure enough, they brought NewNue on. And then as soon as Eugene said, I'm going to stay on for that, I said, oh, shit. And then this the thing. I needed to darn on wash and darn go get ready to go to bed. Y'all know I got this new job at Amazon. So it's like, god damn. I thought the shit supposed to be just 2 hours and that's it. This how shit went left and it was unplanned. Honey, darn going Lester jump on. And honey, it did felt like an interrogation. I ain't even gonna lie. It was giving interrogation energy. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think darn on Jewel used to be a school teacher. because I got the teacher like role from her in this. Like the way that she articulated herself and the way that she was mediating to a certain extent and trying, but still holding accountability to Lester, it was given somewhat like a teacher. So she was like the mediator slash the teacher in this situation. Tevin was given the darn on looks, like if looks can darn on say it all. Honey, Tevin was just serving face, honey. Serving the darn on eye look and everything. Darn on pretty much reading darn on Lester down without even having to say something. But honey, when Tevin said, honey, I said, ooh. And once again, the thing with Tevin wasn't disrespectful or nothing with it. Now this is where shit really hits the fan, and I think darn on Lester got in his feelings. It was Eugene. Now Eugene, you seem like you might be likable. You seem like you might be likable. Now me personally, I couldn't see myself hanging out with you because of your type of, and it's not to say that he's fucked up in general, but I can see how somebody could be turned off from Eugene because Eugene does seem like he's somewhat conceited. Some arrogance, some very strong alpha going on. And once again, that's just not the type of people I would surround myself with personally. And it's weird because he's a Scorpio, and they say Scorpios and Capricorns supposed to be best friends. I've never experienced that shit too tough until recently. There's two darn on Scorpios on YouTube. Well, hell, one of them, we can't get their ass back on damn YouTube money. They know who they are. I'm still waiting for your ass to jump back to start doing the live streams on Sunday. I miss my Sunday mornings with you, honey. But anyways, there's two Scorpios that I found myself darn on loving, honey. They are, honey, they cool, but generally I don't fuck with Scorpios. And honey, darn on Eugene sadly lives up to that darn on stick. Well, no, but then again, I guess I think my darn on, I want to say my darn on friend's husband, he's a Scorpio too. Okay, so there are some exceptions. But mostly, I don't really fuck with the Scorpions. Y'all Scorpions be doing too much, in my opinion. Oh, shit. Now, I guess I got the backpedal all the way because darn on Bobby Lights is a Scorpion now that I think about it. T.S. Madison's a Scorpion. Okay, so goddammit, Scorpions is 50-50. Now that I think about it, you know, there's quite a bit of Scorpions that I really do fuck with. But Eugene is the one off where I'm like, Because, see, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Because, honey, like Lester said, honey, he's been getting these comments over a dozen times. Honey, Lord knows I've been reading the fuck out of darn on Lester in regards to these darn on shows being about 2-3 months apart. But the thing is, it's the tone in the delivery. And you can hold somebody accountable, but it's the way that you articulate is how they receive it. Where they're going to actively listen and take notes. And, you know, because once again, I see that he's been listening. Because once again, when I told y'all about that Sunday, he ain't darn gonna done a Sunday yet. Now, I want to say he said the next reunion is coming out on the 29th. Let me see. I think the day's the 27th. And it's a Wednesday, so we sticking with Friday. I told him not to do Thursday either because it's like, don't compete with no other shows. So once again, he's taking in the notes. So once again, it's all about, you know, holding people accountable, but doing it in a way where you're not degrading them. You're not, you know, being overly, you know, critical. Because once again, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And darn going, Eugene was giving vinegar that night, honey. And it's like, both of y'all are alphas. And then sure enough, it was a back and forth situation. Come to find out, the Lone Star editor is none other than Lester himself. Now, I was not aware of this. I was aware that there was only one editor. And I kept saying, well, shout out to the one editor. Unbeknownst to me, the editor is actually darn on Lester himself. You know, NewNue. And I was like, well, how does this work with you being the creator and you also having to, you know, market for the show and do all of these things. It's like you so much spreading yourself thin. And then I had to call it out. I said, this is very much giving me Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is phenomenal. He's extraordinary. He comes out with tons of shows that have hella potential, but ultimately it falls a little flat because of the fact that Tyler Perry wants to be so much into the shit himself and don't let other people in. And I want to say darn going Tyler Perry is also a Virgo, and the problem with Virgos is y'all are so much perfectionists. And I somewhat know this firsthand because my moon sign is a Virgo. You know, y'all are so much perfectionists that y'all don't allow enough people to come in to add to the diversity and darn going help y'all out. And it becomes a detriment to you. And that's what I'm seeing. Just like with Tyler Perry with the have and have-nots. Honey, that shit, I stayed with it and I bitched and I complained about every darn going weak-ass line that could have been tweaked. The hair, the delivery, the setup, and all this, that, and the third, the storylines and all of that. I bitched and complained, but I stayed for all of those 8 years because I seen the talent, I seen the potential, I seen the, you know, the motivation, I seen the diversity, and all of the things that kept me going. And this is what I see with the Circle Atlanta. I see the diversity, I see the drive, I see the talent that is there with both the cast and the production. But once again, when I kept hearing them saying, me, I'm doing this alone, I'm doing this alone, it goes from, okay, I start to sympathize with you to, at a certain point, it's like, okay, I sympathize with you, but at this point in the game, you have been made aware of the situation, and you go from being, you know, I can sympathize with you to, it's like it's starting to become self-inflicted. Like you intentionally putting yourself in a situation where you are in this situation to be dwelling on the pain. Because the thing is this, hire some hire some interns. They're going to get some editors. And then you talking about you got a team and this, that, and the third, but we still doing this stuff. And you've been somebody, and I had to take some time to look at your resume, honey. Like you said, you've been doing this shit for years. And because I seen your live stream afterwards, and I made the comment about, you know, it takes some time to get on camera. And it's like, even with you doing those interviews back in the day, you wasn't talking in the camera directly by yourself. You was always doing the interviews. I seen the one with my favorite porn star, Hot Rod. Y'all know me and Hot Rod, honey. That's my bae in my head. Between him and Austin Wild, those are my two favorites, y'all. Those are my two favorite tops, honey. Austin Wild and darn gone Hot Rod, child. But it's like talking to your folks one-on-one that, you know, it takes some time to darn going get to that point. But anyways, yeah, we definitely got to get some darn going extra editors over there, because now what's going to happen is, and this is what I was afraid of, even before I found out that the editor was you. Back when I thought it was somebody else, I said the problem with having only one editor is you run the risk of one of the castmates saying, well, what is stopping this editor from being biased against me and more favorable towards this person? And then consequently, they darn going airing more scenes from people that they might see it better for. And then, you know, other people are not getting their scenes. I.e. Eugene saying that he's not really seeing his scenes like that. See, now if you had 3 or 4 additional editors, you wouldn't run the risk of there being a possible bias. Especially if you got 3 or 4 different editors of different personality types. Some that, you know, all of them make their rounds around the cast and, you know, there's a rapport. It's not just you. Because when you make it more so like a dictatorship where it's like you are doing everything falls on you. And it's like nobody can't be extremely perfect at everything. And it's like you could be great in a lot of areas, but at the same time you can't be perfect at everything. Sometimes you got to allow other folks to come in. Honey, Beyonce does it all the time. Beyonce is a phenomenal singer. Well, you know, leave the acting alone, honey, you know. But she's a phenomenal singer, choreographer, songwriter, fashion designer, all the things. But once again, what makes Beyonce Beyonce is she knows not to spread herself too thin. She knows to also seek like-minded people, bring it in overall, and then have the team collectively build her up to what she needs to be. And that's where I want to see from Nesta. I need you to, and once again, in Atlanta, there's no excuse. You got a plethora of black darn on talent out there that are inspiring directors and cinematographers and editors and all of the likes. Some people that will work for free just for the opportunity to be under the tutelage of somebody of your caliber. Because once again, you can utilize your name. You are a darn on name out there. And it's like you can use your name and your position to darn on help and lift up the other black folk. And that's what other people got mad with Tyler Perry. It's like you darn on boasting and talking about you create these shows in 2 weeks and all this, that, and the third. But then it goes from you're talented to then you're greedy. Because it's like you won't help, you know, put another brilliant black director on to be under your tutelage to darn on get them settled as well. Instead of operating like Jay-Z, you're starting to operate a little bit more like P. Diddy. And then this is where it gets even worse. You couldn't hold up to the pressure. Now you want to... Now, Lester, me and you about to fight. Me and you about to fight, honey. Go ahead and darn gonna grease your face up with some Vaseline. I would say pull your hair back, but bitch, you bald, so you don't got to worry. I pull my hair back or whatnot. You know, we about to motherfucking scrap, bitch. Because I don't want to hear this damn shit talking about you canceling the show. Now, let me tell your motherfucking ass something. Now, bitch, I'm going to have to give you some tough love. Now, I know you was in your feelings. Eugene done crossed the line with you, so sadly, Eugene, I thought I might work up to somewhat liking you again by episode 16. Because once I heard about the fact that they put the battery in your back and that you was just really doing, you know, production's bidding, I said, okay, let me darn on hold off on, you know, my feelings of Eugene. Let me go watch some more of his videos, and then I'm going to come back and give y'all my updated thoughts on him. I'm not, because y'all know I was ready to write Eugene off, both Eugene and Megabody. But after, you know, conversing with him, I'm going to, you know, look into him and see if there's some stuff salvageable, you know, as far as me darn gonna still liking him virtually. Because I don't know none of these people darn gonna personally, so all this shit's virtual. But yeah, me and Lester, we about to scrap it out. Cause now, bitch, you talking about canceling the whole show and all this, that, and the third because there was some calendability hell. Now, girl, get out your feelings. Get out your feelings now. Talking about you doing folks favors and all this, that, and the third, and that, you know, this ain't your, you know, this ain't your main bread and butter. This ain't your platform. I said, girl, don't ruin your blessing. Because the thing is this, just like Tyler Perry, he started out on the comedy stage. He started out with Medea, but what really, you know, solidified, you know, Tyler Perry outside of just the Medea, what really darn gonna put him on was the House of Pain, was the Have and Have Nots. Those two shows alone helped really solidify Tyler Perry to a whole nother level where he was able to leverage that and to have a whole partnership. We would not have the likes of, you know, the Rakadushi. Oh, the Rakadushi, when the sun go down. Honey, I can't wait till that damn show come back, honey. I love my damn Ruthless, honey. And once again, another show, horrible acting, bad lines, got the long drawn out lines. It's been darn going on 4 seasons, and the timeline done only passed by like 2 months. Same thing with the have and have nots. 8 seasons, and it done pass. It was 6 months of progression throughout 8 seasons. I was like, hence why you need more people on the team, because once again the potential be there, but just be dropping the ball. But like I said, what put him on the map to even get the relationship with BET was the have and have nots and the Tyler Perry House of Pain. And once again, Lester, you talking about that this was meant for TV and all this, that, and the third, and that you was looking to get a TV deal. Well, this ain't never too late. And once again, with the cast, with the talent, I can see it actually getting there. But before you write off the darn going Circle Atlanta, honey, don't write off your darn going Blessing, because I can tell you right now, you ain't getting there with New York. New York ain't darn going to get it there for you, honey. And, you know, you have so many brilliant interviews and shit, but honey, you know how this game goes. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Hey, you know, people are looking at what you done lately. And lately with the darn on Circle Atlanta, that is your entry in. Yeah, you got a movie coming out, this, that, with the third, but who's going, once again, you cannot darn gonna bite your main darn gonna star quality show. And you talking about popularity don't always equal success. Well, guess what? Good darn going talent, darn going high level skills, mixed in with the star power and popularity is. Hell, look at darn going Chasing Reality. Look at darn going Lauren English. Done went from chasing reality to now leveraging, having her own show. Look at T.S. Madison, went down from the YouTube. Now, granted, you know, she was known in other areas too as well. But, you know, went from the YouTube popping off with Kaya and all of that to her own show and into the night show with Miss Chi Chi Honey. Or, you know, her alias, Miss Litanya. And look where doggone the big dick bitch is at now. On movies and everything else. But the thing is, T.S. Madison always wanted to be a movie star. That was always her end goal. She always wanted to be a TV star. But it started out with the humble beginnings first of the YouTube. What you thought would have been was like, I'm better than this. Sometimes it takes a humble beginning to make for a darn going final triumph. And you did not see it for yourself to be on the YouTube. But once again, just like T.S. Madison started out from the YouTube and made her way to where she's at now, same trajectory can go with you. But you're not going to get there writing people off, being in your feelings, talking about possibly canceling the show, and then you're going to darn going to end up getting slapped down by DivaWuan, because DivaWuan going to book a plane ticket to whoop your ass behind this bullshit. Because hell, I've done already lost out on Web Life. I don't have Web Life to review no more. What else done got gone? I want to say another show done disappeared too. It's like Web Life is gone. And then now I'm finding out Chasing Dallas might be gone too. Reese G done I'm hearing Reese G done up and quit the motherfucking darn going Chasing Dallas. And now here you got Lester with this bullshit talking about darn going, you know, want the darn going either start all over or, you know, quit altogether. And it's like, girl, it ain't that serious. It ain't that damn serious. Now, with that being said, I can see Eugene possibly not making it back. But, honey, let me tell you right now. Season 2, we need to have darn going Mulatto back. We need to have Jewel back. We need to have Melly B back. Alyssa, sadly, I have not seen enough from you just yet where I can say you could be back. It's like, and this is no shade for you. I don't have no issues with Alyssa. But it's like, Alyssa, yeah, you might get replaced by a good old melanated sister that can actually bring the talent, honey. I have not seen it from you. And once again, Lester, so, but see, Lester darn is in a rock and hard place, because technically with her being a DJ, she couldn't really showcase shit with everything being shut down. So, okay, possibly bring Alyssa back as a redemption so we can actually see what she got going on. Bring an additional trans woman in. Rico, I loves my Rico. Honestly, I just don't think Rico will want to come back. The way Rico is set up, I can see Eugene darn going not coming back. I can see Rico not coming back. Tevin, I have not seen enough from you yet to bring you back, and that's no shade. It is what I just get good looks from Tevin, but that's not enough to keep you around, honey. Dante, I can do without you, honey. Yeah, we could bring something. Yeah. So yeah, Tevin can go for me. Dante can go for me. Bring Cash back for another possible season. I can see Cash doggone being around again. That would be my selection for next season. But as far as starting over, though, it's like, you know, Eugene gone, Rico gone, Tevin gone. So we got Mulatto, Alyssa, Jewel. Who else? Melly B. And like I said, another trans woman. Yeah, that's all you really need in that situation. That's the only shakeup that you really need. And then you have a group of 5. Oh shit, I forgot all about you, Martell. Bring back Martell. So Martell. So you got Jewel, Martell, Alyssa, Mulatto, another trans woman, Melly B. So now you got 6 people. Hell, add one more trans woman to the mix. Go ahead and got 7. Add a plus size gay in the mix as well. You got 8. So now you got your 8 folks. That's your season 2. But yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts on that. Like I said, it was a mess last night, child. It was a mess. Folks was in their doggone feelings. And like I said, there was some accountability to be held on all sides of the road. And like I said, I think the only reason why certain stuff wasn't received is because, you know, there was some bad energy. But once again, when you darn gonna let stuff go for so long and let people hoard their feelings and stuff, it's like this could have been avoided. Because, you know, I had my suspicions that, you know, you wasn't really talking to the cast like that. But hell, it came out in the wash last night. They basically confirmed that you don't put them up on game. You don't. And it's like, how in the hell they supposed to really promote themselves? It's like, yeah, you providing the platform, but you're not really doing all your best that you could by them. You're not telling them in a timely manner for them to accurately promote the shows and whatnot, to be able to make their rounds and, you know, do what they need to do to get the buzz and attention. And as a result, you know, you're not getting that trajectory like Chasing Reality. And once again, what separates y'all right now from Chasing Reality, even though I think y'all are back a lot better, number one, the quality, the talent, and everything else, the fact that I can, you know everybody's name. That means everybody's actually doing something worth a damn where I can actually remember your ass. So with that being said, it's like, yeah, once again, summarizing, we're going to close this out. Lester, you're talented. Get you some editors to add to the talent. It doesn't subtract from your talent to seek additional help. That way, you don't darn gonna get overworked, feel underappreciated, because the stuff is happening because you're so overworked that you don't take time to really take into account everybody else's feelings, and thus they feel isolated, and now y'all got a back and forth situation. Which all of this could have been, it would not have happened if you had other folks carrying the load That way you was not working yourself down to the bone 12, 14 hours a day, editing the scenes by yourself. And it's like, honey, take it from somebody who's darn gone miserable without a relationship my damn self. Because I'm a workaholic. Only difference is I'm not working as a, a full-fledged entrepreneur in the sense of what you're doing. But I work at Amazon, I do DoorDash, I do Grubhub, I do point pickup. I'm a licensed medical esthetician. And I'm so much driven in work that once again, I have not dated nobody. I'm stuck here with a demon that I can't fucking stand. And then I got a whole live stream to tell y'all about the latest antics that this bitch done. And it's like, once again, the fact that I'm singing the same old tune year after year after year. And it's like, if you want change, you got to do a change. You over there on your live stream last night, I said you are basically like me, where you're so much driven and you darn gonna run yourself down that you're not taking time out for yourself. And then once again, you're being overworked and stretching yourself so thin, and you're altruistic, but at the same time, it's like you're altruistic, but when it's not properly communicated, it's like you're really not doing it at the same time. Because it's like, with all of that you're doing, it darn gonna fall flat. Because once again, you can't do but so much. It's only so much hours in a day. And it's like, for you to get the best results, to get to the level that you want to get to, you actually have to incorporate a larger team. And that means multiple editors. That means actually getting somebody in marketing to darn go and converse with your darn gone castmates if you don't have time to take out for the castmates. So it's like, once again, teamwork makes the dream work. So once again, yes, you say you got a team, but with the level that you're trying to get to, the team needs to get larger. At this point, get you a marketer on in the midst. Get you some 2-3 editors. Darn going, I need you to then let those 3 editors darn going take the reins for a moment and take time to rest. You done did all this first season. Half of season 2, you don't need to touch. You just need to delegate, and that's it. Take some time to rest. Go out on a date. Darn gonna take care of yourself. Darn gonna watch the birds fly. And then when you come back in, you will have a whole fresh, perspective. You will be in a whole different energized mood. And then you will be more equipped to receive constructive criticism and not take it so much to heart. Because once again, you will be well rested. You will be in a whole different mind space. Versus when you are working endlessly and then you feel like you're not appreciated, those feelings become intensified. The littlest critique will darn gonna set you off. Comments that don't mean to set you off will set you off a lot more when you're darn gonna work yourself the way that you're doing. So those are my thoughts on that situation right there with NewNue. Like I said, I wish all of them the best of luck. Thanks to Jewel again for having your girl. It was much appreciated. Like I said, made me feel special, because don't nobody darn gonna be looking at little old Diva to darn gonna come out. But once again, everybody is welcome to darn going, ask for DivaWuan, even though sometimes I be shy and whatnot. But, I always extend the invitation to everybody. That's not just for Jewel and Rico, my 2 faves. Like I said, Eugene, Tevin, Melly B, Alyssa, any of y'all. Hell, even darn on Lester. Someday I'm going to have... My ultimate goal is someday we can have this conversation face-to-face with Lester too. But everybody else is welcome to darn on reach out to your girl as well. But that is it, y'all. So I would love to know y'all thoughts on this situation. Leave it down below. Feel free to thumbs up or thumbs down. I won't be irritated if you thumbs down. Feel free to share, especially with some of the folks bitches. Make sure this gets to their ears or whatnots. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.